On April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, on its maiden voyage to New York City, promising its passengers a journey filled with luxury and elegance. The Titanic was a marvel of engineering and design, a 46,000-ton vessel stretching over 800 feet, complete with lavish ballrooms, a grand staircase, and ornate cabins fit for royalty. It was heralded as the unsinkable ship, and passengers from all walks of life boarded, confident in this triumph of modern technology. The passengers were a mix of wealthy elites, middle-class families, and hopeful immigrants seeking new lives in America. Among them were notable figures like John Jacob Astor IV, one of the wealthiest men of the time, Margaret Molly Brown, known for her spirited personality, and young Jack Thayer, a 17-year-old American on holiday with his family. People dined, danced, and marveled at the ship's beauty, unaware of the tragedy that lay ahead. As the Titanic sailed through the icy waters of the North Atlantic, Captain Edward Smith received multiple iceberg warnings. However, many aboard believed the Titanic was unsinkable, and the ship continued at nearly full speed. Then, on the night of April 14th, at around 11:40 p.m., a lookout spotted an iceberg looming out of the darkness. The crew quickly tried to steer the ship away, but the Titanic struck the iceberg along its starboard side, ripping a series of holes below the waterline. At first, few grasped the gravity of the situation. The ship's designers and crew soon realized that the Titanic was doomed. Its design could only withstand damage to 4 compartments, but 5 had been breached. The ship would sink, and quickly. However, there was a devastating shortage of lifeboats, enough for only about half of the 2,200 people on board. As the realization spread, panic set in. Lifeboats were lowered with fewer passengers than they could carry, and people scrambled to find space in the freezing night. Many who survived credited the bravery of the Titanic's musicians, who continued to play soothing melodies in an effort to calm the panicked passengers. In contrast, the crew followed strict orders to prioritize women and children first, leading to heartbreaking separations of families as husbands and fathers stayed behind. Jack Thayer, a young American, and his family were separated in the chaos. As the ship began to tilt, he jumped into the icy waters and clung to an overturned lifeboat, eventually being rescued. Others, like Molly Brown, took charge in the lifeboats, rallying survivors and directing them to help save those still in the water. The Titanic's sinking brought out both heroism and tragedy, with 1,500 lives lost in the freezing Atlantic. The aftermath of the Titanic disaster sent shockwaves across the globe. Questions arose about the ship's lack of lifeboats and safety measures. In response, new international maritime laws were enacted, including requirements for adequate lifeboats, regular lifeboat drills, and the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor iceberg dangers. The Titanic's sinking had exposed the limits of human confidence in technology and underscored the need for humility and caution. The legacy of the Titanic is a blend of sorrow and reverence, a tragic reminder of the price of overconfidence and a tribute to the resilience of those who survived. The Titanic may lie at the bottom of the Atlantic, but its story endures, warning future generations of the perils of ignoring the power of nature. This was a disaster that could have been avoided, yet it forever changed our approach to safety at sea, leaving us with hard-won lessons that continue to shape maritime history.
Subscribe for more fascinating historical insights, and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this story.